This one asks for the flaw in the argument. So at first we have to identify the argument, which is what is the conclusion of the passage. Let's look for the conclusion. Here the conclusion is that these constraints have been shown to be mistaken. So the constraints about the effects of mobile phones are mistaken. This is the conclusion of the passage. We have to look for the flaw in this conclusion. If you have not already done so, please take your time with the text and give your answer. Well, let's go ahead. Option A, it ignores the possible effects of the phone calls that are made. This is the flaw, because this argument does not really make sense. This says that mobile phones might produce effects on the brain, and then it says that these effects these constraints are mistaken because people use mobile phones to send text message more than they use them to make calls. Well, okay, but if you're making calls, let's say, for instance, that even making one call is little, it gives you cancer. If even making one call gives you cancer, it does not matter if you then use it to send 1,000 text messages if one call is little. So the ratio of text messages to phone calls is not relevant. What is relevant is the number of phone calls. So if it had said maybe mobile phones are not much used to make phone calls, or people do not use mobile phones to make phone calls, then maybe there would then not have been a flaw. But as is, this passage has a flaw. Let's go on. It ignores evidence suggesting that text messaging is only popular in certain age groups. No, I don't say. This might look like a flaw, but A is a larger flaw. So even if this were true, A is a larger flaw. But also, what is the point? That this one adds some evidence that is not stated in the text. When we add evidence, this is another kind of question. This might be the answer to another question that asks which one of the following strengthens or weakens the argument. In that case, we look for additional evidence. Here, it takes into account evidence that is not stated in the text, so for all we know, it might not exist. So this one, maybe this one strengthens or weakens. I don't know, but it is not a flaw in the argument because it is not used in the argument, so it cannot be a flaw in the argument. C, it does not consider the use of mobile phones other than making phone calls and sending text messages. Okay, there are other uses, but they are not relevant. The only use that is relevant is the phone calls, because we are talking about the health effects of phone calls. It doesn't matter if then you use the phone to make other 100 activities. What matters in this passage to make this conclusion is phone calls. Let's go on. It does not consider a technology which could cause similar problems. Even if it were true, it would not discount the problems caused by phones. So even if there was other technology more dangerous than phones, this is not about other technology. This is not even about, the text is not about a comparison between mobile phones and other technology. It is about dangers of mobile phones. So other technologies are not relevant. It ignores research showing that microwaves cannot penetrate far enough to reach the brain. Okay, this is very interesting, but this adds evidence that is not stated in the passage. So this one would maybe weaken or strengthen the passage, but it's not a flaw in the argument.